What's up, guys? I'm just here to do a little video on the Crossgun, which came out just today in the test server on the Korean test server. I apologize in advance for the resolution of the video and probably the audio quality, in all honesty, because the thing is, I'm not afraid to admit that my video card's actually fairly outdated, not outdate. But let's get to, like, commentating. The Crossgun fires really quickly, as you may have guessed by the fact that it looks just like the one from Van Helsing. But if you've never seen Van Helsing, or haven't seen anything on the Crossgun yet, basically it's a rapid-fire crossbow with a couple features that are kind of, I don't know, if I had to describe it, I would say it's a lot like Staff Eevee, Bow Kai, and Blaster Karok combined, because you'll notice down at the bottom, I haven't been using it, or I haven't used it very frequently yet. I just did there. But that's called, I always forget this. Oh, Bolt Revolver. It's basically Staff Eevee's focus, but for Crossgun Kai. And so what I just used there, the blue cloud that I mentioned, is I used a buff that gives the entire party increased SP gain for somewhere around 30 seconds. The thing is, I don't know exactly how much it is. To put it into an example, I get 6 SP for every hit that lands on the regular Crossgun, and I get 8 with the buff. So I don't know if it's like an Insane Reaper and you get more, if it's yourself or what, but yeah. So it looks like about a third more, somewhere around 30% probably. And I'm just kind of building SP on this guy right now because I'm playing on Hero, and so it's a little more difficult to not get hit, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. But it is very satisfying to play. I really do enjoy it. The dodge is very nice. It's a little more like, oh, hold on. There we go, just nuked him. That's the Crossgun's level 52 SP skill, and it's the first SP skill in this game to use the full 1,250 SP as opposed to using only 1,000. And it does a gigantic chunk of damage, even on even on hero bosses and things like that. I just used that buff again, just to try to build a little bit of SP, because I lost all of it when I used the nuke skill. The name of it is Atomic on the game files, and the what's the word? The icon is an atomic bomb, so you can kind of put 2 and 2 together there. That skill I just used is like a close range skill. It's a little bit like Blaster Karok's Big Bang skill, but it takes less time to use, as you saw there. The range is a little bit shorter, and obviously the damage is a little lower. But it has a similar area, similar effect, and things like that. What I just used there was, right now in Korea, it's called, I think it's just called Piercing Shot. But basically what it does is, for the next 4 shots, my Crossgun behaves basically like a cannon. It just fires these big, piercing shots. If I had to compare them to something, I would say they're probably like the second charge of Magnum. They're not quite fully charged, and they're obviously not as strong as the third charge of Magnum. I think Magnum has 3 charges. I honestly don't use Magnum that often. Sorry. But it does pierce and it does hit, you know, multiple hitboxes. But it does a really sizable chunk of damage. If I'm ever close enough to the boss in this video for you to see it, then it should be easy to notice. I got kind of hung up on lag there for a little bit. Got kind of frozen, so, you know. Now that I just used was sort of like a stick grenade, basically. And it's triggered by damage. And so if I throw it out there, and the boss hits it, you know, like attacks it or whatever, it works essentially like a mana mine. If they attack it, it, you know, hits them and deals damage. But the cool thing is, what I can do is I can throw it out, and I can also, you know, shoot it afterward. And so I can essentially trigger it from a distance, even if the boss doesn't hit it, or if, you know, a mob doesn't hit it or something. And so that's kind of neat. I just used my buff again. It's called Band Support, I believe. And this is a skill called Fuselage, I believe. Basically what it does is your crossgun just kind of turns into a Gatling gun, and you just sort of mow down whatever's in front of you. It also pushes them back, which is kind of cool. They sort of slide backwards away from you while you're doing that. It either didn't work because I was on Hero, or just it sort of glitched out because it's on the test server, but for whatever reason he was able to hit me while I was using it, and well, that's about it. But yeah, he does have a dodge attack, kind of like Double Crescent, or, you know, Flying Sparrow, or whatever you want to call. Oh, I guess Karax is just called Weaving Attack, whatever. But he just kind of comes out of his dodge and just sort of smacks them in the face with his crossgun, and it's very awkward. Now what I use here is, oh, no, I'm just using Piercing Shot again. Never mind. I'm dumb. And the cool thing is, Headshot does actually carry over to the crossgun. It's a little more difficult to get headshots because you're not as stationary. You tend to move around a lot. But if you're using Piercing Shot, it's pretty easy to get headshots on a boss that's, you know, fairly stationary. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I like having Headshot on this, and it's overall a good thing to keep. It's kind of like how I was really excited to hear that Howl was kept with Blaster when, you know, Blaster came out, which was very nice. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It feels very nice. It's very satisfying to play. It's just very cool. I was a little skeptical when I found out it was going to be some type of gun, because honestly, I don't know, I got enough, I had kind of had enough of people begging for, you know, guns and Vindictus, and I was very overwhelmed by how stupid that sounded. But I'm actually really surprised with how wonderfully this has turned out. It's cool. I mean, it's rapid fire. It's, you know, it's like, I don't know, they did it in a very good and very unique way. I like it. It's not gimmicky, it's not, you know, stupid, it's not generic. I really like that about it. I'm extremely satisfied with this. As soon as it comes out in North America, I'm most definitely getting one, and I'm probably going to just max out all of my crossgun skills as soon as possible on my Kai. Let's see. I don't know, other than that, I know at some point in this video I do use Bullet 6, and that's actually right now. Basically what this does is you fire 6 bullets, or 6 bolts, or whatever you want to call them, in like a shotgun spread. Kind of like Huntsman Barrage, but they stick into the enemy, and the next time you attack, you fire kind of like a, I guess you could say like a flare type projectile at the at whatever boss or enemy it's stuck to. and they all explode. So they're essentially like a triggered explosive. The only problem is the fact that you can't actually fire normally when in that mode. So until you detonate them, you don't really do a whole lot in terms of damaging. Excuse me, I'm just getting over being sick. But yeah, it's really cool. Honestly, I do end up using mercenary recovery potions. You've probably already seen me do that, like just now. But I do use mercenary recovery potions during this fight because honestly, I mean, it's not really a big deal. They give them to you free on the test server. I mean, obviously they're not permanent, so they don't transfer over to Premiere or whatever, but, I mean, I don't know, I wanted to demo this in a fight that was fairly long, but didn't require me to farm BP and anything. So, we got Hero Mode White Tyrants Challenge. And something that allowed me to use the nuke often, because I really like using that, and I really like showing it off. But yeah. His dodge is very, very satisfying. I would say it's a lot like a combination of... I don't know, it's more like Slip Dash than whatever Kai's current dodge is, honestly. In the fact that it has longer invincibility frames and you can dodge into things instead of away from them, which is very nice. I like dodging into stuff, And I finish off the round with a tactical nuke. Yeah, seriously though, I killed it with a nuke, and I really wish. I really wish I had actually mentioned that at the time, because it would have been beautiful, but oh well. But yeah, that's that, and that's my first impressions of the Crossgun, and just as I unlock level 54, I will see you all later. Have a good night.